Behind the dazzling stage lights and camera flashes, there's a man who continues to battle the dark shadows that always loom over him. Suga, one of the pillars of BTS known for his incredible rap and music production, has been on an extraordinary journey. While the world sees him as a huge star, he's been struggling with something invisible, his mental health. This story doesn't start when Suga was at the height of his popularity, but from his early days in Daegu when he first realized that life isn't always bright. His exceptional musical talent came with a deep sensitivity to the world around him, a sensitivity that, while a source of inspiration, also opened the door to anxiety and depression. Every lyric he writes, every melody he creates, is a reflection of his inner struggles. Suga has never shied away from this reality. Instead, he faces it head-on and channels it into his music. However, the fame that came with BTS brought new pressures, expectations, a packed schedule, and the burden of always being perfect. All of this weighed heavily on him until he eventually had to take a step back to reevaluate his priorities. When Suga openly shared his struggles, it wasn't just a big step for him personally, but also for the South Korean entertainment industry, known for its high expectations and stigma around mental health issues. Big Hit Entertainment, BTS's home since the beginning, understood the value of Suga's openness. In an emotional ceremony attended only by those closest to him, Big Hit awarded Suga a special recognition. It wasn't just a trophy, but an acknowledgement that Suga's journey, though filled with challenges, was something worth celebrating. Si Hyuk, the CEO of Big Hit, emphasized in his speech the agency's commitment to supporting its artists not just physically but mentally as well. Courage like this is something we all need to learn from and appreciate, he said with a trembling voice. BTS is more than just a music group. They're a family that supports each other through every situation. When Suga was at his lowest, other members like RM and Jimin were always by his side. RM, as the leader, often played the role of a good listener, while Jimin, with his warmth, made sure Suga never felt alone. In those difficult moments, BTS showed the world what true friendship means. They don't just share the stage, but also the burdens in each other's hearts. This support didn't just come from within the group, but also from ARMY, the fan community that's always with them every step of the way. Suga's decision to open up about his mental health struggles paved the way for many other artists to do the same. In an industry that often demands perfection, Suga's step became a symbol that it's okay not to be okay all the time. The entertainment industry is slowly but surely starting to recognize the importance of mental well-being for their artists. Big Hit, as one of the largest agencies in South Korea, has also started implementing more supportive policies towards mental health, giving their artists the space to rest and recover when needed. It's a small but significant step towards a larger change in how the industry treats mental health. After receiving the award, Suga decided to return to the studio, not as someone who had fully recovered, but as a man who had accepted his most vulnerable parts and used them as a source of strength. The music he created after this period is filled with deep reflections on his inner journey, a story of pain, healing, and hope. His songs speak to those who have felt lost, those who are still struggling, and those who are searching for a glimmer of light in the darkness. Through his music, Suga has become a voice for those who dare not speak up, showing that every wound can inspire a beautiful work of art. Suga's courage to be open about his struggles didn't just change his life, but also impacted many people around the world. He has shown that even when life takes us through the darkest storms, there's always hope at the end of the road. The award he received from Big Hit symbolizes this journey, but more importantly, it represents the legacy he's leaving behind, that it's okay to be vulnerable and that with the right support, we can all rise again. Everyone has their own way of dealing with hardships, and for Suga, music was his escape and healing. However, even music isn't always enough to drive away the mental storms raging inside him. In those moments when the world felt too heavy, Suga found strength in small things, like simple conversations with his friends, writing in his journal, and allowing himself to feel emotions without trying to hold them back. IT wasn't uncommon for him to spend hours in the studio, not to create music but just to reflect and calm his mind. There are times when I just sit there, listening to the sound of instruments, letting my mind wander, he said in an interview. I've learned not to push myself, to give myself the time and space I need. Suga has always had a unique relationship with ARMY, BTS's loyal fans. He's never been afraid to speak honestly about his feelings, which has made him a deeply respected figure among the fans. On several occasions, he's delivered sincere and empathetic messages, stressing the importance of taking care of mental health. I know what it's like to be at the lowest point in life, and I just want to remind you all that it's okay to ask for help when you need it, Suga said in one of his live broadcasts on the V Live platform. His message touched the hearts of many fans, especially those who are also struggling with mental health issues. Suga's openness has created a safe and supportive environment for many ARMYs to share their own stories. Many of them feel that they are not alone in their struggles and that they have someone who understands what they're going through. Even if that person is a global superstar, music is the medium through which Suga channels all his emotions, and this is evident in the lyrics he writes after going through difficult times. Albums like D2, released under his stage name August D, are clear examples of how he uses art as a form of healing. In songs like Interlude, Shadow, Suga explores the fear and uncertainty that come with reaching the peak of popularity. These songs are reflections of my deepest feelings, he explained. They are reflections of a self that's still learning to accept all parts of me, the strong and the fragile. Not only that, but Suga has also started collaborating more often with other artists, using these opportunities to express different sides of himself. Through these collaborations, he's found new ways to convey messages that are important to him, such as the importance of social support and how art can be a powerful tool for healing. Even though Suga has made significant progress on his journey, he also recognizes that recovery is an ongoing process. There's no quick fix for mental health issues, and he's learning to accept this with an open heart. Instead of trying to heal himself completely, Suga focuses on finding balance in his life, between work and rest, between being a star and being Min Yoongi, an ordinary man from Daegu. Suga has also become an advocate for cultural change in the entertainment industry, emphasizing the need for a more supportive work environment that cares about mental health. By speaking openly about his experiences, he hopes to encourage the industry to pay more attention to the well-being of their artists, rather than just chasing commercial success.